feel a bit embarrassed to be here because the reason I was asked to speak is because I'm Jewish. And I never thought I'd have to walk around in Germany identifying myself as a Jew. My grandmother, when she knew I wanted to live here, she said, Matt, you don't have to live there. Because for her, Germany meant something different. My grandmother's family had to leave Europe, not because they wanted to. They were not welcome here anymore. And luckily, in America, they tolerated us. They tolerated us. They didn't want us. They tolerated us. I'm not asking for sympathy. I don't feel like a victim. But I was raised with Jewish tradition, a Jewish family, Jewish heritage, and we celebrated the holidays as a family. I had a bar mitzvah, and it made my mother very proud. What we learned in Hebrew school and Sunday school, we learned how to read Hebrew, of course. But we also learned about the Holocaust. And we didn't just learn about 6 million Jews, we learned about every little thing that happened until we got to that point. Professor Noam Chomsky, one of my heroes, the greatest living intellectual in my opinion, and I've had the chance to meet him several times, he said, the education of the Holocaust is not remembering that 6 million Jews died. It's about understanding how the German population accepted that it was necessary to exterminate 6 million Jews. And now, today, in their attempt to better themselves, or to distance themselves from their past, they're repeating the same mistakes. The same signs that we were taught of. You guys know the poem. First they came for that person, but I wasn't that person, and I didn't say anything. Then they came for that person, I wasn't that person. And eventually they came for me. The other night I was walking in my neighborhood here in Neukölln, and I saw police harassing teenage boys. For what? They're teenagers. Why are you treating them like criminals? Why are you treating teenage boys like criminals? I'm asking police, why? I'm sorry, guys. I became politically... Shame on them, absolutely.
Shame on you! 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 Shame on you!
And, you know, they even told me, you cannot cross the sidewalk here. I know it's not exact, but I remember that one of the first things that they said was that Jews weren't allowed to walk on the sidewalk. So it starts with this political repression, different rights for different people, silencing good people who have come out to mourn the loss of their loved ones, silencing people who have a political right and a democratic right to join together to ask for peace. Who here is surprised? Who here is surprised about the repression? I'm not surprised. I've been here for some years now, and I didn't say if it happens. I said when it happens, it's going to happen fast. When they go back to their old ways, it's going to happen fast. And I watched it happen here over the last couple of weeks. My first demonstration, I was afraid to wear my Jewish star out because I didn't know how you would accept me, because I know that Israel has this star on their flag. And when they're bombing Gaza, they do it with my star. Shame on them!
Shame on them!
But when I entered the Potsdamer Platz protest, people came up to me, they looked at me and they smiled. They said, we love you. We love Jewish people. Nobody gave me a bad eye. People came up to me and hugged me, asked me to take pictures with me. And they said, don't worry here. You are safe here. We will protect you. And the reason I went there is because I want to protect people too. One of the most difficult things for me is dealing with my own family and friends. Of course, seeing the media is bad. Of course, dealing with the police who show up to peaceful demonstrations with weapons dressed like Gestapo. To tell me that I'm an anti-Semite and arrest me. I'm sure you guys are nice when you're sitting with your families, and I'm sure you're nice when you're not wearing that uniform. But your obligation is to protect and defend our liberties, not to oppress us. And just saying I'm just doing my job is not good enough. We already put that one to the test. It's not good enough. You have a moral obligation to protect these people here.
Free, free Palestine! 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 Free, free Palestine!
What I really wanted to say, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to stop you because we could say that forever and say it really from our hearts and mean it. But the hardest part for me is dealing with my friends and family who grew up with the same indoctrination that I did. I saw on Deutsche Welle, they were interviewing someone and she said, yeah, what's unfortunate is that these Arabs are taught at a young age to hate Israel and to hate Jewish people. How come they're not asking us what we were taught? What I was taught when I was a kid was that the Palestinians were so bad, they did nothing with the land. There was nothing done with the land until the Jews came, which is a lie. And I was told that the Palestinians were so bad that even the other Arabs didn't want them. Even the other Arabs. And the other Arabs are bad. So if the Arabs don't want the Palestinians, that means the Palestinians are down here. Well, my political enlightenment, I guess, came from the Iraq War. I didn't believe that America could start a war in Iraq. I was wrong, but I became very awake to what was happening. And the names might change, and the players might change. But you know who the oppressed people are, and you know who the oppressors are. And for me, in my heart, I know that I need to stand with the oppressed people. And I know that I need to use my body and my life and my voice, even in the face of political repression. I need to use my body to create a line and say, you cannot cross this line. It's a line of morality. It's a line of morality. And we stand here today. We stand here today not because we want violence. We stand here today because we want peace. We stand here today not because we hate Jews, because we hate the violence that's being committed against the people. That's being committed against the people of Gaza. The last thing I want to say, ceasefire now. We need to end all these wars. It's a forever war. I've been political organizer for 20 years. The wars aren't stopping, they're just spreading. We need to change the power. And what I realized as I'm thinking about what I was going to say today, I remember a prayer from when I was growing up, and I went to a Jewish preschool, and I thought everyone was Jewish when I was a kid, and I realized they weren't. But there was a prayer that's always recited, and I'm embarrassed to say it, and I hope the Jewish people here laugh at me for doing this. But there's a prayer, it goes, Avinu Shalom Aleichem, Avinu Shalom Aleichem, Avinu Shalom Aleichem, Avinu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. You guys know what that means because it's almost the same as your language. Salam Aleichem. When I heard that, I said, they're saying the same thing as us. They're saying the same thing as us. If they want peace, then we bring peace. And then if you look very close, and if you look at it from afar, we are the same people. We're not different people. And the flags might be different, but we are the same people. And I'm going to fight for oppressed people everywhere, and I think you're beautiful. Thank you so much for being brave and giving me the courage to come out here. Thank you for being an example to the world. We must free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!